Yo, 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 we back in full effect and we live. Shout out to all my riders. We back in this thing, baby. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Thank you for tuning back in with me, ladies and gentlemen. We are back live. Another great show for you today. I want to give a big shout out to the homie, Cruzion King. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. I appreciate the feedback. He said my music was a little bit too loud, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep it low. Keep it real low. Yes, sir. Another live show, man. I appreciate all the riders for tapping in with me. Everybody that's been rocking with me from day one. Hey, man, please like, share, subscribe, comment to the video. Let me know how you feel about the commentary. Let me know how you feel about the videos. If there's anything you would like for me to go over, please send it to me. You can find my email in the description of each and every video that I post. And if I forgot to post it, I apologize. But I try to remember. Anyways, we have 5 videos to go over. It's not gonna be a super long video today, but I got my rest. I feel great. I needed some much needed energy. I was yawning all throughout the show yesterday. I really apologize for that. That was very rude of me. But look, sometimes we get tired and the work still has to be done. So, without further ado, let's ride.
This lady on Family Feud so thick, Steve Harvey can't even look at her. Well, he knew he looked that career over.
Mama got that BBL Drizzy. BBL Drizzy.
I got crucified for this question already. Has Steph ruined the game? Because I also was asked this and I said the person that ruined all of this was Bron. Because I felt like Bron's stance, and it's like Mike. If Mike would have made it okay for y'all to just be like, yeah, I'm leaving this team and I'm going to another. Because I don't like what the owners are saying. If Mike would have did that, there would have been no loyalty because we all quote unquote wanted to be like Mike, right? And I felt like even though Steph was good, I felt like Bron was the guy that did it, because I feel like when Bron made it okay for people to team up, it stopped making the star player have to come back with something added to their game.
I think you're answering a different question. I agree with you, saying, but I'm talking about the style of play with everybody shooting.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
First of all, LeBron is not to blame for super teams. Let's get the facts clear, man. Charles Barkley, Hakeem Olajuwon, was it Drexler or Dexter, and Scottie Pippen all joined the Houston Rockets. Yes, they may have been older players when they joined, but they still joined to try to create a super team to try to win some championships. Let's not get it twisted. It wasn't LeBron that started that. It's not LeBron's fault. LeBron was just more successful. And then Shaq, you got the nerve to agree with this, man. If I'm not mistaken, Shaq, Kobe, Gary Payton, Karl Malone was all on the same team at one point. Did y'all not try to create a super team? Just because you weren't successful doesn't mean you didn't try to create a super team now. Now let's not put all the blame on LeBron. We're going to forget about Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green. We're going to forget about Paul Pierce, Rajon Rondo, the Big Ticket, and Ray Allen, Jesus Shuttlesworth, all on the same team. We're going to forget about that, though. We're going to forget about Carmelo Anthony, Amari Stoudemire, and your boy. Who talking about this? Granted, he wasn't a superstar, He was a star in his own right, though. You was on that team too, homie, in New York. You and J.R. Smith was on that team. Y'all was stars. Y'all may not have been the top tier star, but y'all was still stars, homie. Let's not forget about that. So LeBron did not ruin the game. If anybody ruined the game, it's Adam Silver with all this progressive stuff he keep doing, trying to change up the game. It's such an offensive game today. There's no defense being played. There's no physicality in the game. It's all finesse, three-pointers, and soft dunks. But with that being said, there are some great players in today's NBA. And I've been seeing people on Twitter talk about, oh, it's a light-skinned game, a whole bunch of mixed mulatto guys. Stop lying. Stop the flex. Black men still run the NBA. Top 25 players, over half of them are full black. So stop it. Stop it. Majority of the best basketball players in NBA are full black. Now you do have some mixed players that are doing their thing too. And you do got a couple white boys up in there that's doing their thing too. And you got some Europeans up in there, some Canadian players, and some players from Africa and other places too that's doing their thing in the NBA. And ain't nothing wrong with that. But stop acting like brothers still don't run the NBA. And it's not LeBron's fault. Super teams were not created by LeBron. He just became the most successful in a super team. Kevin Durant was mighty super as well. Successful as well. So was Steph Curry. Even though they was homegrown, still. Y'all lucked up. And y'all got Clay and Steph. Then you got the engine that could. Draymond Green. So stop acting like LeBron is the creator of super teams. Jordan got lucky when he got Pippen. Once Pippen came, they started winning, couldn't be stopped. Before Pippen, Jordan wasn't winning nothing. Jordan didn't win nothing without Pippen. So stop it. And Rodman too. He won without Rodman, but he won more with Rodman. If I'm not mistaken, maybe he won 3 with Rodman. I can't quite remember. 3 or 4, I don't remember. I was a young kid. Shit. But at the end of the day, you cannot put the blame on LeBron. Because he wasn't the first, he ain't going to be the last either. He was just the most successful on a super team. And yes, he was the best player in the world at the time, if not one of the 5 best. I mean, Kobe was still playing. Tim Duncan was still playing when he was in Miami. Kevin Garnett was still playing. Ray Allen and them, they were still playing. There was a lot of great players back then when he went to Miami. Teams put teams together to beat LeBron. You know how good the Spurs were? Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker, Tim Duncan, Kawhi Leonard. Come on, man. Come on, man.
I got crucified for this question already.
Next video, I can't show this video, but we still gonna play it. It's Vlad TV talking to Whack 100. Vlad, he's got a whole lot of, he'll hit you with a copyright, so I'm gonna play the audio.
I interviewed Brick Baby for the first time. Very interesting interview. Got a lot of views as well. Very interesting point of view. And Brick Baby was good friends with Nipsey Hussle as well as Eric Holder. And they both have the name Shitty Cuz. Yeah. He explained to me what that means also. He meant, like, he said that from his area, shitty meant like, down, I'm down, I'm shitty, I'm, from the mud, that type of thing. And we talked about the whole murder of Nipsey Hussle from his point of view as someone that knows both of them. Because Eric Holder lived with him at one point. He even said that, he had a really serious situation. Eric Holder pulled out and ended up saving his life and so forth. So this was 2 friends who ended up in a horrible situation. But he gave an interesting point of view.
Just so y'all know who's talking, if you're not familiar with Whack 100, this is the brother that's getting ready to speak. Vlad is interviewing him right now, so Vlad is breaking it down, but homie about to speak.
Basically said that at the time that they ran into each other, both of them had chips on their shoulder. because shortly before that whole situation, DJ Khaled was filming a music video in Nipsey's neighborhood, and he had arrived early, and a bunch of dudes had rolled up on him and started to press him. So Nipsey was upset that they weren't able to maintain a level of security in that area when important people would come in. And
those bunch of dudes was Loose Cannon's crew.
Oh, is that who it was? Yeah, I think Black Sam talked about it in his interview with Big Boy.
Loose Cannon talked about it in No Jumper.
Yeah.
That was...
So there was that whole situation. And he felt like at the time that it happened, Eric Holder just felt like he was constantly being humiliated. You know, he had gotten brain damage, like some dude had stomped him out really badly, like bashed his head against the cement to the point where he had a brain surgery. I think he was getting electroshock therapy to try to deal with it. And he said that at the time, you know, when Nipsey brought up the whole snitching situation, he said that Eric Holder actually didn't snitch.
No, I've never heard
Yeah,
him.
he said that the dude that accused him of it was on some bullshit, and it never actually happened. So it was like the frustrating thing of like all these dudes, you're already broke and trying to, you know, deal with being out there. These guys are accusing you falsely of snitching, and then the big guy in the neighborhood just accused you of that, you know, mentioned it. And he just said that at that moment, from his point of view, he just felt like he'll never get humiliated again.
Stop. So the people that stomped on his head to create the brain damage is his homeboys, right?
Yeah, allegedly. Yeah.
Okay. Kids, please stay out the streets. Don't join the gang. Continue on.
Right.
And
That's one of
you
the
know,
worst things I've ever heard Wax say.
ultimately, that's what happened. Does that make sense to you overall when you hear the story? Because ultimately, we'll know, unless Eric actually does an interview, which he's never done, we won't really know what happened.
When they called him a snitch, that triggered him.
Yeah.
I don't know why he said the dude in the parking lot, because the one that called him a snitch, what he says was Nipsey. But I think it was one of those irrational situations that went too far because the communication wasn't right. And you know, when you dealing with, as we call, an individual that's burnt out or a J-Cat, right?
What's a J-Cat? I've heard this before.
J-Cat is short for J category. So in prison, if you're taking what we call hot meds, Thorazine, Siloquan, Triloquan, you know, Halidol, all this stuff, and during the summer when it gets 90 degrees, the siren goes off, and because of the medication you take, you can't be outside. So we call those people J-Cats because of the medication they take. So it means J category, but we like, yo, dude's a J-Cat, meaning he burnt out, he off meds, right? He might snap, you know what you're dealing with.
Right, and he also, that same day, he got into an argument with another man and pulled out a gun on him. So he was already...
Yeah, you got somebody, you know,
he was already,
angry.
you know, on one.
Yeah, he's angry. You never know, like, where he's at. You know, the slightest things might trigger him. And, you know, I would say he was triggered.
Man, that whole situation still makes me mad. As a fan of Nipsey Hussle music, that situation just irritates me so bad, man. I love the man's music, you know. Very, very motivational, inspiring, you know, just coming from where I come from and what I was on when I was listening to Nipsey growing up, you know, as a youngin', you know, young man, young adult man, just listening to Nipsey a lot, you know, and watching his story and watching this come up, being very inspired by what bro had going on. It just makes me mad. I just always feel like he just should have had more protection, even though you was in your hood and all of that stuff and you felt like that was home. You still should have had some more protection. I just wish they would have protected him better, you know? And I don't know, man. Just stay out the streets, man. That's all I could say. I hate just listening to that story, just reminiscing on it. It just irritates me, makes me mad. But you know, it is what it is, man. Rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle. Next story, we got Ryan
As
Clark
far
on
as like Bronny James not traveling with the team on road games, and Fred, you saying, well, they stay at the Courtyard Marriott. What has Bronny James done that he shouldn't be able to stay at the Courtyard Marriott? You say, well, they fly commercial. What has Bronny James done where he should be too good to fly commercial? The pros isn't about where you came from, how you were raised, what your parents had. Professional sports is about how well you can contribute. And you don't get treated differently because of your parents. You get treated differently because of your ability to contribute. And if I'm Bronny James, which I'm not, and I haven't grown up that way, I'm begging Rich Paul, I'm begging JJ Redick, I'm begging my father, please let me travel with this team. Please let me stay at the Courtyard Marriott. Please let me fly commercial. Please let me go somewhere where I'm gonna get up more than 6 shots in 3 games to not only prove it to my organization that I'm worthy of being on this team, but to my damn self, right? I've never in my life been the best player on any team. I wasn't the best player on my high school team. I wasn't the best player on my college team. I'm not the best player on this professional team or this G League team. Let me go out and prove that. Because like, in the end, all of these accomplishments are gonna be for LeBron James. Bronny James gonna have money, but he ain't gonna have like the one thing that all of us ever want is proof to ourselves. Like, that's what I wanted. I wanted to be able to walk off the field and be like, man, they didn't draft me and they cut me, but look at me now.
And I absolutely agree. I absolutely agree that you gotta earn your special treatment, man. It's nepotism, you know. Prove to your team, prove to yourself. And yeah, he should be begging to be treated normal. He shouldn't want special attention because your players will treat you different. That's gonna affect the locker room. You don't never want to be an outsider inside a team environment. And that can set you apart and make you an outsider. And a lot of people are gonna look at you like, he hasn't done anything. Why is he getting this and that? You know, it's not necessarily fair. He's not a star yet. You know, you're a star due to nepotism because of your father. But if it wasn't for your father, how good would you be? How much of a player, how many eyes would actually be on you? You know, like he said, you wasn't the best player on your high school team. You wasn't the best player on your college team. You're not the best player on your G League team. And you damn sure ain't the best player on the Lakers. So you have a lot to prove, you know? And I want you to shine. I want you to do your thing. I want you to do great. I would love to see you be a dope point guard in the league. But you have to earn that right. You got to play defense. You got to be able to make shots. You got to be able to be a baller out there, man. You shouldn't just get it just because of who your father is.
Bronny James not traveling.
That's definitely not fair. And I mean, life ain't fair. I'll give you that. But he's in the league now and he's a man now. So he got to make his own lane, man. Next video.
Period. They're saving the business. What?
What you doing?
Dad, why are you busting in my room like that?
Where you get all that money from? Where you been at all night? Huh?
I danced.
You danced?
Yes,
what
I
kind of
danced.
Dance? You forward?
No.
Huh?
Stop trying to be funny. You always trying to be funny.
So
No,
you out here
it
exposing
doesn't
yourself
matter.
for money?
It doesn't
You gotta
matter.
go.
It
You're
doesn't
not going back in my
matter.
house.
I'm
You gotta
taking
go.
care of my son, right? Don't nobody in this house help me. But don't nobody in this house help me.
Nobody got to help you, girl.
That's nasty. You only 18. You exposing yourself for money. Why don't you go get a job
I
and make dollars or
graduated.
something?
I graduated out because this
wanna
money
be like the
comes
rest of these
fast.
little nasty
You know
little
how
girls
fast
out
I
there?
made this money?
You wanna be
I
like
made
the
this
rest
money
of
in
these
2
little
months.
nasty girls.
I made this money in 2 months.
Bro,
You talking
that's
about
nasty.
McDonald's?
You gotta
Okay,
go.
it doesn't matter. I've been
Go.
helping you pay the bills, right? You want help
Side chick syndrome.
paying the bills or
I'm
not?
not raising no kids.
I've been
that's
helping you
short-
pay the bills,
that's
saving for my
exposing
apartment, getting
yourself.
my own car.
No.
I've been doing everything by myself. Why does it matter?
You exposing yourself for, come on now, for money? Really, daughter? That's what we doing?
You
For money?
see, I'm not
For
exposing
money?
myself for money. I'm exposing
Go
myself
ahead
so my
on.
baby can have a better life.
I'm
It's
not
not for
doing that.
money. It's so my baby
Get
can
a
have a better
trade.
life. Like, what the fuck? Okay,
Okay,
so
what? You,
what?
but you can't do it in my house.
So I gotta leave?
Yes,
Okay,
you
so
got,
then
you and
you...
that baby gotta go.
So then you're gonna have, okay, you're gonna be back in the same
No,
predicament you
Cap,
was.
none of
As soon
that.
as I leave, you're gonna be
No,
back in the
listen,
same
wait,
predicament you
I
was. Like,
don't respect that.
How disrespectful. Like, I'm glad he put her out. This is my thing. Whether you are, well, with my daughters in particularly, if I ever have daughters, The moment you decide to open your legs and allow the man to, lay down with you, you from that point forward are no longer my baby girl. You, on that point forward, I am going to look at you and treat you like I would treat a grown daughter. You are now an adult in my eyes. No more princess treatment. No more baby girl treatment. You feel like you grown enough to sleep around and make babies and stuff like that? You only 18 with a 2-year-old, I think she said, or maybe she didn't say how old she was, but you're 18 with a child. You are no longer baby girl. You are now a grown woman. Your responsibilities are now grown. The moment I learned that you are no longer a virgin and you are sleeping with boys, you are now a grown woman. That means you will work. That means you're going to school. That means you're going to buy your own stuff. That means you're going to pay your own phone bills. That means you're going to pay part of this electricity bill. Like, you're renting that room now. I don't care if you're 14, 15, 13 years old. The moment my baby girl decides that she wants to be active in the bedroom is the moment she turns into a grown woman with her responsibilities up under my household. That's just the end of it. You want to be grown? It's perfectly fine. But you're going to take care of yourself like a grown woman would. And you will have responsibilities, things that you have to pay for. You will have your own bills. You will never get baby girl treatment from me again. I will always love you and care for you. But my job as a man is to keep you safe, is to keep you off of your back and off your knees and off the stripper pole. That's my job as a father. And then when you do get of age, not saying that you can't stay with me, but you're going to continue to pay your way. And if you want to live the 304 lifestyle, dancing on the pole, you won't be staying in my house. No, you're making enough money. Go and do your thing, baby. I love you. Take care of yourself and be safe. I can no longer protect you. You now must fend for yourself and protect yourself. Any issues that come along with that lifestyle, you got to deal with that yourself. I'm not going to keep on bonding you out of jail because you keep getting in fights in the club or outside of the club, or, the things that come along with that lifestyle. Now you start dealing with this dude dealing drugs and stuff, and now y'all get caught up. Don't call me to come and save you. I'm not bailing you out. I'm not bonding you out. I'm not putting up for your lawyer. Because my job as a father is to protect you. And I'm going to teach you better than that. I'm going to raise you to be a solid, productive, respectable woman. So once you decide to take upon that lifestyle and go that route, you are no longer my baby girl. I'm looking at you as a grown woman. I don't care how old you are. It starts then and it doesn't ever stop. You are no longer baby girl to me. You are my adult daughter, whatever age you are. Obviously, if you're, 14 years old, you're still my high school daughter. But in my mind, you're grown. And so I'm going to treat you like you're grown. Because that's not how I plan on raising my daughter. So if that's what my daughter decides to do, it ain't no problem. No sweat off my back, but you're going to pay your way. You're going to go to work, and that check is coming back into this household to pay for your life because you want to be grown. This isn't punishment. This is just the reality of life. Once you decide to do things that make you grown, yeah, it'd be the same thing with my son. He think he going to run the streets and decide to do things like an adult would. Go ahead. Then he will also be looked at as a grown man in my household, and he will work and pay his way as well. He is no longer my little boy. He is a grown man at that point. Once he decides that he wants to start sleeping around with girls, what you think you're gonna make a baby out here and daddy gonna take care of you? Tripping. You gonna be working too. And you're gonna be paying your own bills too. And you're gonna be grown too. Once you decide to do things like a grown adult, you're gonna pay your way like a grown adult. And that's just the way it is. And that's the way it's gotta be. Boys and girls, they both gonna pay their way. Both of my kids, if that's what they decide to do, they stay on the right path and on the right track, daddy got you. You know what I mean? You don't get in trouble. You don't make babies out here. You ain't sleeping around, this and that, So, that's just my take on that. She was very rude to her father, very disrespectful as well. But you'll get that. Once you start to let your daughter wear wigs and weaves and different colors, she thinks she's a city girl. And you're gonna get that type of attitude. It's not how I'm raising my kids, man. Anyway, this has been a great conversation. I know I went on a couple rants, things needed to be said, man, and I hope you took something from it. I appreciate all my riders riding with me. You know what I mean? Y'all been holding it down. Go ahead and give yourself a pat on the back. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yep. There we go. We did our thing today, man. Yep. If got any questions, concerns, comments, leave them down in the drop box down below. Descriptions down below. My information is down below if you need to contact me. Here goes my
Period.
Here goes my Instagram, my social media, all up here above me, right here. Yeah, that's all my social medias. You can follow me wherever, send me a message wherever. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Send me videos you want me to go over. I love everything y'all been sending me. I appreciate the comments. Shout out to the homie. Shout out to all the riders. Let's keep this thing going, man. Let's keep the lights on, man. There go my Cash App right there. $1 Nate King is my Cash App. You can always send me some donations there, man. I appreciate every single penny. I think I got a $100 Cash App the other day, man. I really appreciate that, man. That was dope. That meant a lot to me, Please keep it coming. Any donation is always appreciated. And I just want everybody to know I love you. I care about you. I'm so glad that you're here. I'm glad you made it. You could have been anywhere in the world right now, but you decided to be here with me. And I want to send you my utmost respect and appreciation. And shout out to Cruzion King again. Thank you, brother. And hope everybody has a blessed day. We will be back tomorrow. Possibly later today, but most likely tomorrow. We did a double show yesterday, which I kind of regret because I really didn't have the energy for it, but I'm glad I still got to give y'all that good content. So if I find something later that I need to discuss and go over, be checking for me. Peace.